Hello, Ron. I hope you're having a wonderful Wednesday. This is Ethan with Web Rank Management. We just spoke on the phone, and man, I gotta tell you, you were such a pleasant dude to talk to. I just couldn't wait to get on here and record this video for you. So, without further ado, let's get right into it because I've got some appointments coming right up after this. Anyway, three things we're going to be touching on today are going to be content citations and backlinks. Those are the three things that Google uses whenever trying to determine exactly where they rank based on what they have. But before we get into that, I do want to point out this not secured right here. This means that you don't have an SSL certificate. These things are very cheap. You can get them based on your web host, or if you go to like Namecheap, GoDaddy, or some other web host out there, you can purchase one for, I don't know, probably $5. They're really inexpensive, but they are incredibly valuable. So the fact that it says not secured, since I do this for a living, it doesn't bother me so much. But any other person that is Googling, for example, the way I found you was by typing in window tinting Modesto, California, and I just scrolled down, I don't know, 5 pages. Um, if they were to come across your website, as soon as they would click onto it, rather than getting what I'm here or seeing what I'm seeing right here, they get a massive banner that pops up and says, "This site is not safe." And it has a button that says return to safety. It brings them right back to Google. They completely miss your website. In order to actually get to your website, they have to scroll below that, and there's an advanced option, and it says continue, even though it may be unsafe. So you have to click two more places just to get to this website. So if you take away nothing from this, the very least, get an SSL certificate. That will help you so much, just overnight. In the next 10 minutes, you can have this fixed. Anyway, so the three things again: content, citations, backlinks. First thing is content. Google likes to see between 1 and 2,000 words. Yes, you heard that right. Between 1 and 2,000, so let's call it 1,500 words on your homepage, signifying you as the expert in your field. If you have less than 1,000, they consider you a novice and put you a little bit lower. If you have more than 2,000, they'll call you a keyword stuffer, and then they just assume that you're a spammer. So they, again, rank you a little bit lower. So 1,500 words is really a good sweet spot. You can spend a couple hours popping that up tonight, and by tomorrow, you'll begin climbing in the Google search results. So that's definitely tip number one. Tip number two, citations. And what is a citation? Well, I'll get to that in a second. So when we come over here to Google and type in window tinting Modesto, California, you'll see this little section right here. This is called the map pack, also known as your Google business profile, also known as your Google My Business if you've been around for a couple of years. Basically, when someone types in like window tinting or basically any business or service with a town or city at the end of it or the words near me, this section pops up. Now, it's very, very valuable for your local area because as you can see, it literally shows you exactly where you are in relation to or exactly where your business is in relation to you. So it's a quick way to get some good business nearby. The way you get higher or ranked higher up in this section is by having a lot of citations. A citation is anywhere on the internet, like web directories, for example, where your business's name, address, and phone number appear in the exact format that your website. So the more citations you have, and a citation could be a place like Yelp, Angie's List, Google, not Google, I'm sorry, Yelp, Angie's List, Yellow Pages, White Pages, Nextdoor.com. These are just a couple examples, and there are thousands of them out there. Just get your website signed up with all these citations. The more you have, the higher you'll rank, the more people you'll be seeing. And for example, a quick statistic here, 46% of clicks onto a business website come from the map pack. So if you are not in these top three right here, you're doing yourself a huge disservice. And especially because that is a very easy one to go ahead and get done. So start signing up today. Then directly below that is the organic section. Now, ideally, if we work together over the long run, we would want to get your website up here. Unfortunately, because window tinting in Modesto is a little smaller of a market, unfortunately, it really breaks my heart to see it, but a citation grab is up top. So I had to scroll down a little bit further until I got to my very first organic result. Now, a quick statistic for you, when someone Googles anything, 30% of people will click on the very first organic result. The top three are shared by 68% of people, and then after number 6, so from result number 7 to result number 12,000, only 2% of the people will click on any of those. So yeah, if you're not in the top 5, there's not really a whole lot of sense being on the internet. So how do we get up there? Well, like I said, content number 1, citations number 2, and very lastly, backlinks. So I went ahead and clicked on this guy right here, the very first organic result, and you see Again, they have a lot more content than you, but they are far from that 1,500 word sweet spot. So if you wanted to get in, type in for a little bit, you can beat them out in that alone. You can have that done by the end of the day. This tool right over here called Ahrefs, 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 whatever, doesn't matter. It's not free, but if you want it, by all means, go use it. This basically just gives me a little look at the back end of a website, just so I can see how they're performing the way they are, and track their traffic. So as you can see, in the last 30 days, they got 84 clicks onto their website. Now that is up 3 from the previous 30 days, so that's a pretty common trend. But I do remember you saying that this is not the season for it, so I went down here, looked at the last 6 months, and you're right. I can see that basically from June until July, they had over 240 people clicking onto their website every month, or at least over that period of that 30 days. So yeah, it definitely made sense to me. It just shows me that it's not a super, super huge market, but these guys are getting the bulk of it. So I went ahead and looked down, whoops, a little bit further, pulled up this next guy, this jet black tint, and you'll notice this is a lot prettier. This looks like a website that I would build, and I'm a web designer. So I figured, yeah, these guys must be doing pretty fantastically. So I pulled up again their little webpage, and I was blown away by the numbers. So I went ahead to look at the exact URL, because when I click on subdomains here, this is showing me everything from their entire website. And I don't know if you noticed when we were scrolling down, they have quite a few locations. So whenever I pulled up the exact URL, I saw, okay, that makes sense. They must have just opened this location, and that's why they're currently ranking slowly, because SEO is more of a long-term game. But once you get up there, as you can see, you can definitely reap the benefits in the long run. So let's just say that they're a terrible sales team and only 30% or so are being converted into leads. So let's just say 19,000 times 0.3. That's 5,700 people clicking onto their website every month looking for their services. Again, this could be over the span of this 5, 10, 15, almost 15 cities that they're doing. But either way, if they have 5,000 people over 15 cities, that is a lot of business that you're missing out on. But again, we'll go back to the exact URL. So 130 people clicked onto their website in the last 30 days, at least the Manteca specific section, and that's up 46%, up plus 46 from the previous 30 days. And just for fun, I took those same numbers and I took the same website, plugged in your website just to see, and you have 31 clicks over the last 30 days. Not too shabby, and I can definitely see a nice trend. So it tells me here that you know a little bit about what you're doing, and I'm happy to hear that. But again, get that SSL certificate. I have no idea. This number should be double that without the SSL. The very last thing that I wanted to touch on was backlinks. And I see here that you actually have quite a few yourself. So props to you, man. I really love seeing that. A backlink is just another referring domain pointing back to you, giving you their seal of approval. Not all backlinks are created equal. So Google likes to see a lot of location and niche relevant backlinks. A backlink from another tent or car company will mean a lot more to Google than a backlink from Pizza Hut. Just a big popularity contest is all. With that, I think that is about all that I wanted to touch on just this quick high-level overview. Again, thank you so much for speaking with me today, Ron. Your energy gives me light. Like I really hope good things for you, man. And I hope that you've enjoyed this video. I hope that it's been really informational for you. If you would like to learn more or just chat with me in the future, please reach out. I'd be more than happy to talk to you again. Until then, have a wonderful Wednesday.